Hi, Pam Szynski here with a video on how to work with dual monitors. If you have an extra screen, how do you set it up? Well, first of all, there's a keyboard shortcut in Windows, which is the Windows key and the letter P. And when you do that, it's going to bring up a little side menu. And you have a few choices on here on how do you want to use your second screen. If you've plugged in an external monitor to your laptop, for example, you'd probably want to have the second screen show something else. So this is why we choose Extend. Otherwise, if you choose Duplicate, you're going to see the same thing on both screens. So I'm going to choose Extend. Now when I choose that, if I open something, how do I know what screen it's going to be on? Well, typically it's going to be on my main screen here. So for example, I've got Case Catalyst open now. But if I had something else open, let's say for example, I open up a Word document. Now, if I open up a Word document and I want to put it on the second screen, what I can do is I can restore it down. There's a little square up in the top right corner of your window. If I restore it down, then I can drag it over to the other screen. Now, you can't see my other screen at the moment, but know that I'm actually taking it over there. The other way to bring it over to the second screen is I can use a keyboard shortcut, which is the Windows key, Shift, and the right arrow. Now it's taken it over to the other screen. Now if I want to bring it back, I can do Windows, Shift, left arrow, and I've just brought it back to my first screen. In other words, my laptop screen. So it's a quick way, if I don't want to click and drag to take it over, I can use that keyboard shortcut. Now if I want to see it then at full screen, then I just click on the restore and that brings it up to full size. So I might take it over there first, restoring it down so I can take it over, and then restore it back up so I can see the whole window. Now, within Case Catalyst, there's also a setting we have. In case you don't want various windows to open on different screens, you can actually come into your settings under the Tools menu. Tools, Options, you have to scroll down to it. Then we have Manage Jobs General, and then Dialog. When you click here, you actually have a choice here with a checkbox that says Open all dialogues on the same monitor as Catalyst. So in case you want to make sure you keep them all on one monitor, you can do that. If you don't want to do that, you can always uncheck that and take different types of panes, for example, over to the second screen, like your Brief It window, or your vertical notes, or your cat scratch. So you can use that whichever way you like. Now just to show you, there are different types of connections. Depending on what kind of monitor you have and what kind of computer you have, where are you going to plug your monitor in? Well, we have VGA, HDMI, DVI, and DisplayPort. These two up here are probably the most common, VGA and HDMI. If your computer has an HDMI port and your monitor is a HDMI, it's nice and easy. You just simply plug this in. However, if your monitor is a VGA and you don't have a VGA port on your computer, what do? Well, here's an example of a cable. You could get an HDMI cable that converts your VGA. So if you buy a monitor that is only a VGA port, then you can convert it into the HDMI port. Now, one other way to connect too is if you have a newer computer that actually has the USB-C cable, in other words, that port in your laptop, you can take an HDMI and plug it into your USB-C. So again, you can convert a monitor with an HDMI, and if you don't have an HDMI port, but you have a USB-C port, that's another way to plug it in. So that's all there is to it. Now this is a nice little setup, but this is a very expensive monitor. But you can have something like that set up behind you, beside you, wherever you want to place it. And that's connecting dual monitors.